Your attention's all over the place, you're not really sure which business to start, maybe you're focusing on like 3-4 different businesses at the same time, or maybe you're making money with this business but you're not really sure if you're passionate about it and if you want to keep pursuing it, or if you can see yourself doing it in the long term. Well, that's exactly what I'm here to help you with in this video. Guys, over my journey in the past years and years of my life, I've started like 8 different businesses, bro. Trading, fucking clothing brand, marketing agency, social media, and the list just continues to go on. I've made money in all of them. I've lost money in all of them. I've tried working on multiple at the same time. I've tried selling cars, right? And all this stuff. And so the simple framework I'm going to give you in this video is really going to help you become clear, because it helped me become clear, and that's ultimately why I do what I do now. And in this content, specifically the kind of content I push out, right? If you guys don't know who I am, my name is Brandon, and I help men build personal brands and monetize their passion online, simply because of the framework I've adopted through this. And that's exactly what I'm going to go through in this video. But guys, if you do want to work with me one-on-one in monetizing your passion and building a personal brand, the first link is in the description. So guys, the first thing that I want to go over is all the different businesses I started, okay, and spreading yourself thin. A lot of you, what you're doing is you're trying to focus on too many things at one time. And I was a victim of this, bro. Like, I was trading, but then I realized like I have so much time left in the day that I want to do all of these other things. And to a certain extent, it is valid and you can. But when you start to split your attention, okay, understand that if you're not at a certain point in a certain business, it's going to do nothing good for you. Okay, the best thing by far that you can do in trying to get from 0 to a 10K a month or 20K, 30, 40K a month is put your attention into one thing. And that's it. Eat, sleep, and breathe that one thing. That's exactly why with my YouTube channel, with the social media, and with the stuff I'm doing, this is the only thing that I am working on now. The only thing. Anything that I work on only has to do with these videos, with me posting content, with me working on products that I'm going to sell that has to do with this content. Because, guys, you can make one thing work very well before you need to go on and do something else. Okay, so I promise you, if you're working on multiple things right now, choose one. How do you choose one? It's exactly what I'm going to explain to you right now. Okay? Guys, over the course of the years when it came to my journey, you need to understand that every business works, right? Every single one. How do we know every business works? Look at all of these buildings behind me. These are all different businesses and they're all working, right? There's a saying, there's a million ways to make $1 million. No matter what business, what niche, I promise you, if it's like selling prosthetics for injured dogs. Did you hear that? Selling prosthetics for injured dogs or limbless dogs, whatever. You can make $1 million doing that. Because it doesn't matter what niche, or whatever it is, you can make money. It works, okay? And I understood this a couple years into my journey, that I can make anything work. It's really just down to me. And as long as there's not a time limit on how long it's going to take me to complete this, I'm just going to focus on making it work no matter what happens. Okay, so that's the first thing you need to understand. That all of these businesses work. There's proof of concept all over the internet, okay? Now, if we know that they all work, okay, it's the first step. The second step is, which one makes more sense to pursue? And what I mean by that is, like, I want you to think of a boat as a vehicle. In which boat can you get the furthest in the shortest amount of time? And the way I looked at that is like, okay, the boat essentially is a business that you're going to start, is going to make me the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time, but also take me the farthest in distance. Okay, so those 3 factors in this one topic. It's like, which business is going to make me the most amount of money, take me the farthest, and also in the shortest amount of time. And that in itself, bro, will narrow down whatever you're working on pretty much to like 2 or 3 options, probably only 2, maybe even 1. That in itself, okay? So we understand, work on one thing, understand, work on the right thing. Number 3 now, okay, is passion. Guys, the biggest thing for me and why I do this now, and like if you can tell, bro, if you couldn't already, like, I'm a masculine dude, bro. Like, I'm just a young, testosterone-driven, young, fucking hungry guy. It's the message I push all across my YouTube channel. I just like young dudes that are fucking motivated, disciplined, and want a better life than your typical life. They want to make a fuck ton of money. They want all the girls. They want to provide for their families, all that. So just off of that, that's what I'm passionate about, bro. That's literally, I just want to be around that consistently and make money. And if I can do that, helping these guys, bro, and being surrounded by these guys and just fuck, man, do all of this stuff that's related to that. That's what I want. That's what I'm gonna do. Like, I get so happy. I get so, like, recording this video brings me so much joy, bro, because I'm working on something that I really like, that I really enjoy. And that's the third thing. Okay, is you want to work on something that you really like. And that's what I help people do, right? I help people monetize their passion online through building a personal brand. And it's because it's fulfilling work. And in the fact of that framework, right? If we know, I understand that it works. I understand that you can make a fuck ton of money off of it. It's a great business that can take you very far in a short amount of time, and it's efficient and all of this shit, right? And I love to do it. Simple as that. So I want you to take those three things, that framework right there, and apply it to whatever you're doing right now. And I promise you, it will help you make decisions going forward. Literally just take yourself through that three-step process. Okay? How did I get to know this? Let me tell you why. Okay? All the businesses that I started, the first one was day trading. Okay? Or the one I really took serious was day trading. Did it for a couple of years. And I saw success. Guys, I was making like $6,000 a month. I was in Europe for 3 months. Time freedom, bro. I was working like 30 minutes a day trading, right? And working for myself. Literally went to another country. Nobody bothered me. Stayed at my family's house. Was spending very little money. And I was like, here's the thing, and what I'm getting at. I was so happy, bro, because I didn't need to work for anybody. I was literally, if you go back on my YouTube channel and scroll, you'll see I went to Europe I watched an international soccer game. But what I'm getting at with this is I wasn't passionate anymore. It's almost like I lost the hunger in pursuing that, which led me to this framework and why I now pursue this. And more so, to get into that story, it's like I was happy as fuck because I didn't have to work for someone, but I was also at almost like the lowest point in my entrepreneurship journey as far as like a pivotal moment goes, because I had the money, had the freedom, but I wasn't really happy anymore. Even though I just said I was really happy, I was happy, but the best way for me to explain it is like I wasn't, because I had nobody to spend it with, and I didn't have a girlfriend, and it almost felt like, what was the point of all of this? And that's why I do this now. It's because, like, bro, if it's not something you're passionate about and you really feel like you're doing something and have a purpose in, it fades. And so literally after that point in that like midlife crisis I almost had, or I did have, my trading just went downhill from there, because if you guys know about trading, it's like 80% psychological. And also, I'm really big into business. If you guys don't know about trading, trading is not necessarily like a business. Trading is more so just kind of the markets and you, and you're selling and buying foreign exchange like stocks or currencies or options, whatever it is. And so there was no more passion in a couple different ways. The other way was the other way that I was no longer passionate in it is because I felt like I already beat the game. And in no way, shape, or form am I saying like I was making $1 million a day, I scaled it, really became a successful trader. No, what I mean by that is like I figured it out to an extent to where I was like, oh, this is actually really simple, and this is how I can make tens of millions of dollars. But that's almost like when the fun stopped for me. Because I figured it out. Not entirely, because if I figured it out, I'd be like a multi-millionaire right now, but more so like I figured it out at its most basic standpoint. And like if you guys go look on my YouTube channel, you know, I have I have payouts from prop firms consistently, making $6,000 a month, 2,000, like 20% in a month, and then I grew certain amounts of money, like $100 to $1,000, and then my psychologist went to shit because it's like, oh, I figured it out. And it's boring. It's boring as fuck. There's no passion behind what I'm doing. There's no purpose behind what I'm doing. And so literally in that pivotal moment of my life, I no longer made money from trading, right? Because it all went downhill. And that's what allowed me, like that was another huge moment in learning this framework, because after that, then I went on to selling. I started selling cars, right? Actually, I loved selling for the first couple of months because I was learning so much, but then that also got boring because I understood how the back-end systems worked. As far as like, okay, so how this works is they send out a bunch of advertisements, they get a bunch of interest, and then they just have salespeople pursue interests, meaning like the salespeople reach out to those people that are interested and try to close them and get the deal done and work it, whatever you call working the lead, getting the sale. Understood that system, it got boring. So the next thing I did is started a marketing agency and content. Did that, realized it was the same thing. For the most part, right, you're either running ads or you're posting content or you're doing cold outreach, reaching out to these businesses, and you're basically marketing again, gaining interest, and then trying to close. When I say trying to close, it's like closing the deal, right? Getting the money from the customer or the business, whatever it is in the service that I was providing in my agency. Next thing I did was clothing brand. Same thing with the clothing brand. Guys, clothing brand's the same exact fucking concept as the other ones. If you're not familiar, it's like, okay, great. How does this work? Market through social media. I'll get into that one after this one, but it's like, okay, you're running ads or you're posting on social media. What do? You first create the product, learned all of that beautiful stuff, right? Like reaching out to different suppliers, sizing guides, logos, all this shit, right? Putting it together in a physical, tangible product. And then the same, marketing again, right? Reaching out to people, getting them interested, and then launching the website or launching the product and selling. And so what I'm getting at with this is like, I understood how all of these businesses worked. For the most part, when I think about it, I didn't really lose. And no, I've definitely lost money in these businesses, but what I'm getting at is like, I've also made money doing all these businesses because I understood them at a basic standpoint that they were all the same. It's literally just like, okay, marketing, get interest, and then sell. And the craziest thing to me in this whole process was like, damn, this is how the world is ran. It's just marketing, bro. The best marketer is going to make the most amount of money. If you're selling something shitty or selling something good, but that's another video, which I really want to talk about. So I'll probably make that video tomorrow. But so I did all of these and there was still no passion. It's like I was after the money again. And it's almost like I forgot that lesson of like, okay, but once I get the money, like what then? Because then I'm just going to lose it again because it's not something that I'm going to be able to sustain long term. And it's not until I thought about this, I sat there and I was like, okay, what do I want to do? Because at this point I was a couple years in, right? Still essentially broke. And I dropped out of college, right? It's like, bro, what the fuck am I doing? 20 years old, you know what I mean? Like I'm getting old, bro. Like I got to figure this shit out. And I felt like this is the biggest part of this, bro. It's like, I felt like I was so smart. Like I was so mentally on another level compared to what other people thought about. And like my brain was always just on making money and now I understood these systems. But financially I was fucked. Like I was working at Target, having to go work at this fucking shitty place. Literally day after day. And I'm like, dude, like when I tell you it was excruciating pain to drive to this place in the morning or in the afternoon. I know I did afternoon shift so that I had all night to work on my fucking shit. But I was driving to Target and like sitting there in that parking lot waiting to go inside and work this 8-hour shift. It literally just killed me, bro. Like killed me. And this is when that shift happened, when I like sat there and just thought about what am I doing? I feel like I'm the kind, like I'm disciplined, right? And I've obtained skills and I understand how all these businesses work. And I'm broke and I have to go at this fucking place and work for, what was it, like $14 an hour, $15 an hour, might have been 16, I don't know.
Hey, let's go.
Hi. No, you guys are fine.
Sure, I just wanted to show.
Oh yeah, you're good, you're good.
And this is the little like theater room you can learn how to, or just watch TV. I watched a movie at the end of the day. That's pretty fun, pretty nice. Yeah, sweet. You can just like, it's just very comfortable. Yeah.
Yeah, it does have blinds, yeah.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. Like I was saying, so it literally, it just, again, like another huge pivotal moment, because it felt like I had all this knowledge and how am I still not making any money? Like, what's going on? What am I doing wrong? And so that's when I thought there and really thought about this and was like, okay, I know that I can make money doing all of these businesses, right? Which one's gonna make me a lot of money? Which one can I do long term? And which one do I have the advantage of that? And what am I actually passionate about? And that's the biggest part of this, is like figuring out what I want to do, right? And like, what do I like? I don't like anything, because all I've ever known for the past couple of years was making money. Like, bro, all of my passions went out the fucking door. Like, literally, I ain't passionate about shit except for money. Like, understanding the concept of money. You could say the gym, but I'm not even passionate about the gym. The only reason I started going to the gym and basically getting in shape was to fix my mind and my body. Like, it's not really a passion of mine. And so going through all the, and you'll see if you go on my YouTube channel, like I had to go through all of this because I posted a bunch of gym content, vlogs, like going, day in the lives, chest workouts. And it wasn't until I really sat there and observed what the fuck I was doing, and it was like, dude, I always documented. Like, that's the one thing I kind of always did from the beginning, is like I always posted videos. If you scroll down on my journey, you'll see the first video I ever posted was basically had to do with trading, me getting funded for $10,000 with FTMO, which is a proprietary trading firm. And I documented that. Then I documented when I got $100,000 funding, and then I documented trading tips. And then before even that, if you go on my Instagram or on my camera roll on Snapchat, made a couple other YouTube channels before all of that, like way before that, couple years before this, right? And I was like, damn, I really like content for some reason. I don't know why. Like, I really like posting and getting out there. And I also started doing this early on when I started trading. And that was a big realization. It was like, damn, I like content. I'm good at it, because every time I would post, like the first video got like 40,000 views on YouTube, which is a lot to me. At the time, specifically, it was a lot. I was like, what the fuck, first video, 40,000 views? Like, that's insane. And then I blew up on Instagram, blew up on TikTok, right? Getting, I mean, fuck, millions of views. And it was just always this common thing of like social media. And then when I did my clothing brand, and I don't want to get too far into my journey, I'll make a whole separate video on that, but like, this always helped me with those other businesses in some way, shape, or form, because I could advertise through my social media, my following. Like, at this point on Instagram, I have like 166,000 followers. TikTok built that up to like right under 300,000 followers. Not as relevant on there as I used to be, because I, again, had this midlife crisis, or these pivotal moments in my journey. And so in me understanding, like, damn, why don't I do this? I've always done this and I like this. Because if I didn't like it, I wouldn't have done it. I would have just went under and fucking, been a day trader full time, making millions of dollars in whatever, and not documented. Simply, like, why would I post about it? And to this day, like, I still have some trading I do small here on the side, but I'm not taking it seriously. As I said, like, my attention is on one thing. And then I was like, dude, I've always liked informing people and helping people, because in all of my videos there was always some kind of value I was providing, especially on YouTube or on TikTok. It was like funny, and so and I sat there and I was like, dude, look at the kind of guy I've become through this process. I would love to help somebody. And so if you pay attention in all my videos, like the shit I speak on is literally to my future self, on like helping him shortcut the path, because I feel like I've been through so much shit in the past 4.5 years of just like failing, and I'm about to make it, or like I'm on that momentum's up, and then I just get fucking slammed to the ground and lose all motivation, lose all discipline, all confidence for months. Question everything I'm doing, bro. At one point, oh my brother. At one point, I went back to college website, University of Utah. If you're not familiar, I went to community college, but there's a big university. Literally, you can see it from here. You guys can't, but I can, which is crazy too. And I was about to apply to go back to business school. Like that's like, dude, this journey, bro, has been fucked. Anyway, in these videos, like I really try to talk to myself to help him in that journey, because I know we're all the same. We're all going through the same thing, maybe a little less, a little worse, but it's all the same. And shortcut that path, bro. And so this is the one thing where I'm like really
So, excuse me.
oh, you're fine, you're fine.
So our little grandson lives here, because we put Moana on the big screen, and he just jumps from place to place. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries, no worries. And so, like I was saying, sorry, some people keep on walking in. This is like a shared space here. View's pretty nice, but it's like, I like this, bro. Like, this is one of the only things that I've ever done where I actually enjoy it and can see myself doing this for so long, and this will really help me in every single thing that I do, pretty much do moving forward. And the bigger I get, the more money I'll make. And so it was like that second framework of like, dude, I know this can take you so far in such a short amount of time. I've already been doing it for years, so I know I'm good at it. And like I've picked up on so many skills, and like I'm getting to help somebody and shortcut their path. And now I just need to monetize it, right? And so that's what I've been doing for the past however long, or since I started really pursuing this. And I've been making money, and so that now I'm teaching people how to make money. And the one thing I was always passionate about was money in itself. And so like it's like the two came together, and so now I've really just fucking understood, and thank God, bro. Like it's another video as well, but like thank God that I've been through all this, because I feel like you're definitely never a master of the game, but I feel like I've went through so much and understanding how most systems work. And I said this in another video, like world is not as complicated as I think we think it is. I think it's very simple, right? Working at Target, for example, like you understand how stock is how stock is organized, like how the store is ran, how they keep things organized in the back with just like simple barcodes, simple systems to bring them to the front and stock shit. And it's just like, thank God that I've been through all this, because now I understand how, like, a lot about the world and about business and marketing, and that's what I'm really trying to push now, is like helping people do the same, but do it from themselves, and building a personal brand, like monetizing their services, their passions. And it's just something I've found for myself. And so what I'm trying to get at with telling you all this is, you can see how me in doing this stuff and failing and getting back up and adopting this framework, and how clear it's helped me become. And yes, I think definitely my journey was one of the, or I don't know if it was a longer one, but at least up until this point, it feels like it's been forever. That's what I'm getting at. It feels like it's been a long journey and forever, until things really started to hit. But what I'm getting at with that is like, I just did, okay? I did, and in doing did I figure out if I liked something or I didn't like something. And a lot of you are too stuck just thinking and thinking and thinking. I never sat there and just thought about something. Sorry, like thinking is very good. What I mean by that is I never really just sat there and thought about doing something for weeks and months. No, when I thought of something, I just did it, right? What I would hate is thinking about something and then thinking about the same thing over and over again. And early in my journey, this happened to me. So what I did is I wrote it on my whiteboard and I wrote the answer to the question so that I could stop thinking about it and stop thinking about it. Make that another video as well, but you guys can see how I figured shit out by doing, but by doing and realizing, okay, yes or no, doing, realizing yes or no, and this was a long journey. So hopefully by you guys adopting this framework, it'll shortcut that for you. But the other point I'm getting at with that example is like the path illuminated as I walked it, right? Like I just walked, lights came on, okay, let me go this way. I'm seeing the path now. I didn't just stand there and think and think and think and think and think and think and get nowhere and still standing in the same position. Like, no, I was moving, right? And learning skills and this. Maybe I was still broke, but you know how much experience I gained? Like that shit right there, money can't buy everything that I have in here now. And like that's fucking priceless. And that only happened because I went out and I did, not because I sat here and just thought and thought and thought and thought and thought. Don't get me wrong, there were months where I was, you know, like fucked mentally, but I still was working towards something, if it was trading again or, you know, I was consistently watching this kind of content, but I never really sat there and did nothing and just thought about doing stuff. No, like that's the worst thing you can do because you're just wasting your time and you can never get that time back. But boys, hopefully you adopt that framework. I know these videos are a little over the place because I don't script these. I just go off the top. I'm going to see if I can start from now on putting these a little more together on some paper or like a presentation, just to kind of take you guys through a structured framework or structured presentation to better understand these topics instead of me just fucking yapping. But this is probably going to be a little longer video. Looks like we're 27 minutes. But boys, again, hopefully you took something from that in understanding like, okay, which business is it that you want to pursue? Does it make sense? Yes, the money is going to be there, but is the passion going to be there? And then there's also the point to it of like, you could pursue something shitty for like a year or two, just make the most amount of money and then sacrifice those 2 years, but you're still making all that money and then cut it off and then pursue something. Like there's so many ways to go about this. I can talk about it in another video, but at its basic standpoint, hopefully that framework will help you make some better decisions. So boys, again, if you want to work with me one-on-one, you can apply to do so below. I'm literally in the process of creating a community for all the boys. It's a paid community. Mainly in there is going to be how to monetize your passion online. Like this video cannot go through it better on like building your online business, bro. Monetizing something you like. Maybe it doesn't take you 3 months because you have no skills at the moment, but long term, like I said, like this will only... Listen, social media is one of the only businesses, bro, that can literally impact every single other business you have in a positive way because of the publicity, the leads, the network, everything you gain from posting online. But that's what the community is going to be about. And that's what I take my one-on-one students through right now. The community is more so just to have a place of like-minded people. And maybe you don't have all that money to do my one-on-one right now. At least you can join the community, still have access to the information. I'm going to be going live on there every single week, once a week. There's also going to be the gym stuff because a gym was the biggest part in my community, kind of helped everything else. It wasn't a passion of mine, but you have to do it. I mean, fuck, bro, look at this shit. Come on. And then masculinity. I think the better masculine man that you become, the more money you'll make, the more respect, honor, everything you get. And so the community is really going to be a dope place for the boys. It'll probably come out, I'm thinking within the next... I mean, I want it done by the end of the week. I've been working my ass off, making these presentations. I need to record the content and just upload it. Some of it's already on there. But yeah, I'll probably drop a poll on the YouTube to see if you guys like it. And just experiment this with this for the next 2 months and see how it goes, how much money it makes. Does it make sense to continue? and see if it's helpful. Last thing I want to do is be called a scammer or like some fucking basically selling something that is garbage. And so I'm really trying to take my attention and provide information that's valuable and that can grow a good community. I don't want to be known as some shitty guy, because I think that would fuck me entirely as far as mentally and moving forward. But at the end of the day too, understand that a lot of people that think that way and call people scammers and on the online space, they're usually a certain kind of person. And they usually haven't even tried something before, assuming it doesn't work, and it's because they're usually somewhere in their journey of life and not really, I don't know if they're ever going to become successful because of the way they think, their certain mindset they're in. And so that's a whole nother subject as well. But boys, yeah, what I was getting at is community's coming, trying to make this shit the best it is for you guys, because it's going to be paid. I just want to build a dope space, want to host events that everybody in the community can come to. Like, if we go somewhere, or if you're in Utah, you want to come on Utah. If I go to New York, if I go to Europe again, if I go to fucking Shanghai, Bali, wherever it is, that we got fucking boys everywhere. But yeah, guys, with that being said, I know this is a long video, but I fucking love these videos. I think they're very informative. That's why I don't put any editing, nothing in there. So boys, I fucking love you guys as always. Look out for the next video coming out tomorrow. Again, any suggestions, any content you guys want to see, any topics you want me to hit, put them in the comment section. And I hope you boys get to fucking work.